Experience the beauty of China with joy in China. Hello everyone, I'm your host Sean Lackey. China is a diverse country. Every city, every region, no matter the history, culture, scenery, or landscape are all unique from each other. Let's go to explore today's journey.
Mucho gusto.
Changsha is located in the eastern part of the Hunan province. This area has over 3,000 years of history. Some of our first observations here are that this is a prosperous and modern city. This city is known to have some of China's best nightlife. Today, the city I will show you is just 30 kilometers away from this busy city. However, there are big differences between them. This is the destination we are going to, the ancient town of Jingang. Jingang is located in northwestern Wangcheng County near Changsha City. You can get here by taking the high-speed train from Beijing or Shanghai to Changsha's South Railway Station. Then you can take bus number 63 to the West Station. After that, take bus number 918 to the Wangcheng bus station. There, a bus can take you directly to Jingang. What does this paradise with so many years of history look like? Let's go and find out.
金刚我来了
After saying goodbye to Changsha, we head west towards Jingang. It is incredible that there is such a quiet town here only 30 kilometers outside of Changsha. All that you see here seems to have not been affected by the changing times. Wooden shops shading both sides of the granite street, colorful flag streamers, the shouts of street vendors, the willow on the waterside. Let's explore the charms of this ancient town. The ancient landscape and delightful atmosphere give you a sense of the slow life. One would never have thought that hundreds of years ago this place was just like New York, one of the world's epicenters for trade.
现在我们镇上就流传着一个这样的说法，是这样来的，就是船到进港口，有风也不想走。
Turning the pages of history, we will find that the success of a city is closely linked with its accessibility. The means by which traffic can enter or pass through a city determine whether the city will be prosperous or not. It is an undisputable fact that these means of accessibility are the lifeblood of a region. Jingang is a natural harbor which is located at a river delta. Long ago, the waterway here was clear and there were endless ships and boats docked along this flourishing market town. From the end of the Qing dynasty to the beginning of the 20th century, there were more than 20 grain deposits and business workshops here. During that time, large numbers of businessmen would come here to buy and sell goods. It is said that when business was booming, there were around 3,000 Wukong boats tied up at this small harbor. Wow, what a spectacular sight it must have been.
长沙在旧社会还要到我们这里来调货，那水里边到了晚上呢，都是这个，我们他形容它就像那点活动一样。
帘外雨潺潺，春意阑珊，落情不耐，无情寒。
When speaking of the sour of Jingang, I should clarify that sour isn't referring to a real flavor. It refers to sad memories in Chinese. Many sad memories from Jingang can be found in one special old residence, which is known as Hong Tai Feng.
Can you guess which one of us is real? This is a place where upper-class men in the ancient times would come to enjoy themselves. Today we'd call it a nightclub, but back then they called it Ching Lo.
This building here looks beautiful even to this day. In ancient times, it was the famous Ching Lo, which has a unique history.
我们长沙县城的唯一一座清代青楼遗址红太坊。那现在的我们红太坊呢，它是通过以旧修旧，然后呢，它以前的话，这里的面积有788.8平方米，它相当于现在的3到4倍的样子。
A common person might think that Ching Lo was a brothel. No, that's not true. In ancient times, Ching Lo was completely different from a brothel. The ladies in Ching Lo were strictly selected. Only after being trained would they have the chance to be selected by Ching Lo. But the girls who failed to be chosen would be driven to prostitution in a brothel. The ladies in Ching Lo not only had beautiful looks, but they also had amazing talent. In ancient China, women were required to follow the feudal ethical rules, and they did not have the right to receive education. However, the ladies in Ching Lo were an exception. So, lots of the female scholars of classical literature actually came from Ching Lo. Because of their talents, the ladies in Ching Lo had a higher standard for choosing companions. One should not only have money, but should also have the ability to write poems and paint. If you only had money, you wouldn't be able to attract one of these ladies. So, Ching Lo was a place where male scholars and officials could socialize with intelligent, talented women. The ladies in Ching Lo lived a luxurious life. They were served by a group of servant girls and lived in a wealthy residence. But if you think that living in a nice place and eating good food is all there is to a happy life, you are wrong. The lives of ladies in Ching Lo were bitter. In feudal China, though they had talents, they were still the toys of other people, and they had few chances to make their own decisions in their life. Beyond just being a plaything for rich and powerful scholars and officials, the ladies of Ching Lo longed to find true love that would lead them to a more peaceful lifestyle.
就是哪个人是在咱这儿？这个是吴素媛，她是就是在靖港实名存在过的一名名妓。她当时呢，家境是官场的家境，家里她的父亲也是非常的廉政的。后来呢，也是受到了一些那种贪官的一些陷害，然后家里就出了一些事情，她最终呢就沦为了。最开始是没有，是被他们的姨妈以那个100块钱的大洋卖到了我们靖港，就成了靖港的一个名妓了。
It is said that this lady was the daughter of an official and her aunt sold her to the Ching Lo. Due to her beautiful appearance and talent, she became the apple of everyone's eye in Hong Tai Fong. But this sweet girl fell in love with a poor boy who was a waiter in Hong Tai Fong. They gave birth to a beautiful baby. Fate always plays jokes on people, as a Kuomintang official became attracted to her and then forced her to separate with her love. He later brought her to Taiwan. This lady loved her husband and son so much that she fought against her fate. Finally, defying the will of the official, she escaped to Hong Kong. I really appreciate her persisting love. It's a shame that these beautiful but poor ladies cannot be written into official history, but they have been recorded into folk history and have left many colorful and touching stories. They add a kind of attractive symbolic charm because of their affection, intelligence, gentleness, and spirit. Jinggang was once very prosperous, so the entertainment industry must have been thriving here at that time.
一个小汤圆，很养生的，很补质。
It's really hot. So It's got egg in it, it's got some little dough balls, it's got rice, and it's a little bit alcoholic. I really like it. I think that it's a good breakfast dish.
Rice wine? We can obviously tell that it was made of rice just from its name, but I wonder how the rice becomes so sweet.
Now we're going to find out the process of making rice wine. Let's check it out. So you're making rice wine here. How do you start making this?
这个蒸米现在在嘞，烤好了，已经蒸好了。
You look inside, the rice is steaming up. It must have been anything you're cooking for a long time.
看凉的。
冲凉，这个米很烫的。
Is it heavy?
很重吧？
哎，很重。
Can I lift
端
it?
下，哎，端下去。木头。
It's only going to get heavier now.
积水都是吧。
凉米。
So this is cold water. Okay, so it's cooling down the rice. Interesting. Water's all
哎，
drained
那
out.
把那个米用那个井水洗好多，洗5至6遍，洗干干净净之后，再放上火上蒸，蒸熟了，蒸成很熟了，美丽都熟透了的话，现在就可以拌酒曲了。
When making rice wine, first you must prepare the best sticky rice. That is because the quality of the rice can determine the rice wine's taste. After washing the rice, it needs to be steamed and then cooled with well water. Then yeast must be added into it. This process should be very sanitary because even a little bit of bacteria can affect the flavor of the
这就
wine.
是纯手，这个酵母这个。
马上洗干净。
Okay, my hands are washed and it's time to help make some rice wine. So, is there anything special I should know before I do this?
有没有啥要注意的？
要把那个美丽那个米打散，一粒粒的。
Oh, it's like playing with clay. It's like doing an art
用
project.
抓。
他们抓的话，他抓也是很有泡的。
Pet the rice. Don't grab it. I can taste it. So right now in the process, this is just normal cooked rice. Let me try it. That's exactly right. It's a little hot, but it's rice and it's pretty standard. No alcohol in here yet.
Mix the rice and put it into a bowl, and then dig a hole in the middle. After waiting for 24 hours, sweet wine will appear in the hole. The process of making rice wine will change depending on the weather in order to get the correct sweetness. If the weather is too cold, the rice must be heated. If the temperature is too hot, it must be cooled. We can say that in China, people can use the same materials and instruments to make different tastes. In their eyes, food making has many variables, and they should change their techniques for making food according to their environment. So, the ancestral secret recipe is not the recipe itself, but the succession of experience through trial and error.
花生、核桃、芝麻，
为什么要这么砸嘞？
炸了它酥不？东西全部炸碎了不？加在融在一起不？
它这什么糖？
麦芽糖，
麦芽糖。
Ready?
叫它慢一点可以。
slow。
Slowly?
这时候别再进来，再这样就行。
要跟手指头 OK。
It's pretty hard.
感觉很费力气。这样就好了吗？
这样就好了嘞。
Alright, let's give it a try. So apparently this is a candy. It's got peanuts in it and sesame seeds and some other stuff. I don't know why it's black, but it's really hot, so I gotta put it in my mouth. It's impossible to chew. I can't chew it, but it kind of tastes like a peanut butter cookie, but really hot, really difficult to chew. Pretty sweet, not bad.
帘外雨潺潺，春意阑珊。落
This old man began to work as a blacksmith when he was 14. His skills are so great that the villages nearby this town all prefer to ask him to make iron tools for them as opposed to other blacksmiths. Spending all that time next to such a hot oven year after year, he probably enjoys the chill of winter, but we can imagine how hard this must be in the summer.
Shifu here has given me a glove, and I'm gonna get this big metal rod out of the fire and start banging it on this anvil, and hopefully we'll shape it into whatever he wants. I'd say this is probably like a 10, 15 pound, so like 7 or 8 kilogram heavy tool. I mean, he was just slamming it against the anvil, and I don't know, he must be really strong, because I can't seem to do it quite as well as he can. I'm pretty strong. Here we go. Does he have any advice for me? I feel like we're just doing this until I mess up. I really don't want to mess up, because there's some bad consequences to screwing up on this. Shifu! 我很累! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm done. I don't know if I'm finished or not, but I'm calling it quits because my arm is dead tired. Whew. There you go.
After tasting sour, sweet, and bitter, the next flavor we will try in Jinggang is spicy. The Hunan province is the hometown of rice and fish. Spicy flavor is absolutely the first flavor of Hunan. A proverb states that the peppery taste is indispensable in Hunan, and the dishes here cannot be cooked without pepper. The living habits of people in the Hunan province have a close link with peppers. It is the same with Jinggang. This ancient town beside the river manages to combine its unique food with peppers. Today, we will take you to taste the most common food of ordinary local families, which are fish, freshwater mussel, rice field eel, and crawfish. Cleaning is the most critical step in cooking the river fish. In China, not only should the flavor of the food be good, but so should the methods of preparing it. Whether the food is washed well or not can directly affect the taste.
All right, behind me you can see a really gruesome scene. I decided I wasn't going to do that because it looked really, really gross. And you can see there's tons of blood over there. So I chose to take the easier route and cut open this mussel. Now, I'm not exactly sure how easy it's going to be because I don't know where to start. My mom told me that I should always cut kind of guiding outward, so I'm not sure if that really applies in this situation, but Mom, I'm trying. Hey guys, how do I start this? Oh, there we go. We're in. Okay, there's a lot of water coming out, and I'm glad nothing's moving. If this guy were trying to escape, I'd be a little frightened right now, but it seems okay. All right, I've got it. And now, time for the grand opening. Ready? Ah! Okay, so now we've got this thing open. It looks like a pair of lungs, and I'm gonna try to cut the meat off of the shell, and it's kind of attached right here and right here. So maybe if I get under it a little bit and kind of wedge it out of there. There we go. All right, so I'm not quite sure what part of this is edible. So, hey, once I get all this stuff off of here, which part do you eat? Do you eat the whole thing?
这个肉拿出来以后，哪部分是能吃的，哪部分是要洗掉的？
黑色那部分。
啊？
黑色的那个要洗掉。
黑色的。
这个要洗掉。
The black one will be.
So,
hidden.
all right, well. So does this thing does this have a brain? Is this brain in here?
这是哪一部分？是脑吗还是啥？这是它的什么？
这是屎。
OK.
Oh. Beer pong. Okay, so I found out where its digestive system is. I'm gonna push that over here and keep cutting. So what do you do with the shells?
那这壳儿是不是没用啊？可以拿来做干锅。
可以拿来做干锅。
OK.
So I guess this guy just showed me how to cut this open. He basically just put the knife right to the middle of it and then grabbed the guts and pulled them out. So it seems pretty straightforward. Let me try. The knife's not very sharp.
那个头。
哦，你把鱼剁碎了。
I think I got it. Okay. So now here's the guts on the inside. I'm gonna push these out. And is that it?
还有没有其他的要掏出来的？
哦，还有这个，
I owe this. All right.
这样子
好不好？
好不好？
好。Good job, Dave. All right. Woo!
帘外雨潺潺，春意阑珊，落情不耐，无尽寒。
After the fish has been washed, it is time to cook. In Jinggang, what is most important when eating is that the food is fresh. Only with the fresh food are you able to cook delicious food. Of course, besides freshness, peppers are also an important element of preparing crab. Peppers can be used in many ways here. There are fresh peppers and pickled peppers. Even the chili sauce has a lot of different flavor.
All right, so now we are going to enjoy these fish that we cut up earlier. We've got the crawfish here. That's still got pretty much all of its body intact except for the head. I'll put this one on my plate. And I remember how to eat this one because I know my grandfather cooks this up every now and then. And you take the tail, rip it off, and then break the tail in half and take the meat out from inside. I wonder if I can find the fish that I cleaned in here. It's probably the one that looks the messiest. Here's a good one. Oh, I'm not very good with these chopsticks. It looks a little scary. Let's let him drip off. Oh, got him. Okay, put him on the plate. And here is the mussel from earlier that I cut open, and it's been cooked. It's been added to with some peppers and onions. It looks a little spicy. Let's give it a try. Woo! I'll have to watch these shorts later. And one more thing here is the snake-looking fish that was gruesomely cleaned outside. I'll try this one too. Okay. Which one should I try first? Let's try this guy. So it's probably not right to use my hands, but I'll try. I'll try to do that anyways. So I'm gonna take it with my hands, grab a piece off of the side of the fish, and I hope I can eat the scales too because I'm about to. All right. Got a big piece here. Now I'm always worried about eating bones in here, but it looks like there aren't any, so I'll try it. It's crispy. Not very spicy, not as spicy as I thought. It kind of tastes like it was put into a deep fryer, but ultimately not too bad. Now for the snake-looking fish, or the eel, or whatever that was. See, I thought that this snake-looking fish would have a lot of bones in it, but it actually doesn't have any. It doesn't have a lot of taste though, not a lot of flavor. So I can't say much about it except it just tastes like fish. All right, now for the mussel. So we've got a little bit of mussel here, and I'm gonna give this a try. Looks a little spicy. It's got a lot of peppers in there, so let's see. Remember the shell from before? They're using the shell to cook it inside. Okay. A little spicy, but it's really soft. And, I'd say it kind of reminds me of chicken more than anything else. It's just like a soft, dark meat, tender piece of chicken that you would get at KFC. All right, last one. Grandpa, thank you for teaching me how to get this off of here. Okay, so I'm gonna peel this tail back and get the meat that's on the inside here. So it's a really big crawfish, but then only this little bit of meat comes off of it. But let's see how it is. It's good. Not very spicy. Just tastes like a standard crawfish, maybe a little bit like shrimp. All this food came from the Jianggang the Jianggang River right behind me, and it's all been prepared locally. It's fantastic, and I'm excited to eat more of it.
The fresh ingredients and spicy tastes give you a strong appetite for eating these dishes. Fresh and spicy flavors are authentic to Jinggang. For many reasons, including the tradition of eating spicy foods, we can see that the local people are hospitable and love their life. They continue to use the original techniques of their ancestors. Sometimes floods and other disasters can wash away important pieces of history, but the wooden houses with structured frame left behind can remind you of the old days.
Okay, that's all for today. See you next week. Bye-bye.